What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. So our channel here just hit our 1-year anniversary, and it's kind of time to dig through the vault and pull out some of the bombs. These are the videos that flopped harder than a Roger Corman monster on a shoestring budget. Just like these glorious B-movies we all love, sometimes the stuff that fails, it's actually the most interesting. I mean, I'm talking about videos I poured my heart into that you guys collectively ignored. We're talking musical montages nobody asked for, choose your own adventure experiments that just confused everyone, some B-movie trivia deep dives, and even a few weird holiday horrors that dropped probably at the wrong time. The stuff that was too weird, maybe too niche, or just plain cursed by the algorithm gods. But you know what? Some of these contain absolute gems, films that deserve way more attention than they got. So today, I'm going to show you the opening scenes from these glorious failures, telling you why I loved making each one and where you can find these full videos. Think of it as the so bad they're good edition of Retro Vault. Except the videos, they're not that bad. They just never found the right audience. But maybe that audience is you. I've curated a playlist at the end so you can binge the ones that grab you. So let's celebrate our biggest flops and see if we can resurrect some undead content. This is the worst of Retro Vault.
You're house sitting for the Hendersons at 13 Elm Street. The massive old house sits on the edge of Crystal Lake Woods, where 3 teenagers disappeared last summer. Mrs. Henderson was weirdly insistent that you not go into the basement or the attic. She also mentioned something about the house having a history. Tonight is your first night alone. You hear a strange noise coming from downstairs. You have to make a choice. Do you go down and investigate the noise? Or do you immediately leave the house?
This was probably one of my favorite videos to ever make, and probably the most difficult. I'm not kidding here. There's probably 50 hidden videos that you can't see that I keep on private settings, just that this thing will work. I thought you could always do a choose your own adventure using YouTube. So at the end of the video, you have to make a choice based on what next video you want to watch. And I thought this is a perfect situation to use this. So in this video, you're essentially trying to survive a 1980s horror movie, and you get to choose your path. Many paths lead to terrible endings, but a few you can survive. You should totally check this out. It's an awesome video.
Sometimes paranoia is just good sense when you're trapped in an 80s horror movie.
I saw this video on YouTube about like the most beautiful shots in movie history. And I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if there was a horror version? So I literally went through hundreds of horror movies, and I pulled out what I felt were just the most iconic and coolest scenes. And I set them to the beat of some music. And I think this thing is so cool, but not many people actually watched it. Might have been a failure of the thumbnail. Maybe I didn't know how to describe it in the title, but I think this video is actually really cool. There's just some amazing scenes from the last 100 years of horror movies. I really feel like you need to check this one out. Welcome to Retro Vault, where the films are filthy, the plots are questionable, and the blood is tomato paste. Today, we're diving headfirst into the glorious, violent, sleazy madness that is Grindhouse B-Movie Trivia Challenge. You've got 20 questions standing between you and total trash cinema domination. Yeah, so I made some trivia videos. I think they're pretty good. You know, this one's about Grindhouse. I made a second one about 1950s sci-fi. And they're just kind of fun. They're kind of cool. You should check them out. Probably for you guys, they're not going to be the hardest because we all know that you're into the weird and wild stuff. But hey, I think they're good. All right, let's start off with question number 1 with something sweaty and savage. In I Spit on Your Grave from 1978, what does the main character do after surviving a brutal assault? Is it A?
Roses are red, violets are blue. One is dead, and so are you?
Valentine's Day. You know, when love is in the air, along with various bodily fluids, demonic curses, and the occasional dismembered body part. So today, we're going to count down horror's most devastating love stories, because nothing says be mine quite like body horror and eternal damnation. And just a fair warning, folks, none of these end with a wedding, unless you count Till Death Do Us Part, and it's more of a promise than a lifetime commitment.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I know you were.
Lady, for so many years I thought.
And I'm gonna keep on loving you.
Yeah, right. So I made a video about 80s love songs. Doesn't really seem like it fits on his channel. I totally get it. I actually just made this video for my wife. She loves 80s love songs. So I put this together for her. She loved it. She's probably the only one who's ever watched it. But I'm just letting you know, this thing exists. So if you're ever feeling a little melancholy, go click on this one.
Don't you go away. Love you more than I can say. Oh, my endless love.
Viewer discretion is advised. This program contains strong graphical content.
What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. You know, before Jason took Manhattan and before Freddy weaponized your dreams, slashers, they were still trying to figure themselves out. And welcome to part 1 of a 3-part journey through slasher insanity. We're going to start with the early days, where the killers, they weren't masked yet, but they were definitely a bit weird. This episode covers the founding fathers and freaks of the genre. You know, from the slow burn revenge tales, to the Italian murder ballets, to one of the most horrifying sorority Christmases ever filmed. Part 2, we're going to hit the 80s heyday, when every holiday got a body count. And then part 3, that's where it all gets meta, messy, and millennial. So sharpen your kitchen knives, lock the cellar door, because we're going to start slicing into the proto-slasher years now.
Ho, kiddies. Just your old pal, the Crypt Keeper, having a little holiday fun.
Happy holidays, Vault Dwellers. You know, like many of you back in the 80s, I was rooting for the reindeer each time they saw Grandma coming on Christmas Eve. And today, we're counting down 13 hair-raising holiday horror flicks that made the 80s the greatest decade for seasonal scares. All right, let's give our therapist something to talk about. This is another experimental holiday video I put out for Christmas time, and it's totally worth a watch. I think the editing could be a little bit better. I made this a couple of months after I started the channel, but even with that, there's some really crazy, holiday movies that are on this video that you should check out. This thing is pretty creepy. I mean, we're talking full on, there's something evil in my house and I'm going to shoot it with my shotgun crazy. Like when one of the kids finds a family cat as a Christmas dinner in the fridge. And trust me, Fluffy isn't doing the eating if you catch my drift. Hey, welcome to Retro Vault's B-Movie Director Challenge. I'm Dan, and today you get to create your very own B-movie masterpiece. You see, the 1950s through the 1980s, they gave us some of the most gloriously bizarre, low-budget films ever made. Some became cult classics, watched and rewatched by fans for decades. And others, well, they failed pretty spectacularly. Today, you're going to be in the director's chair. The choices you make will determine whether your B-movie becomes a beloved cult classic or a spectacular flop. So here's what you got to do. First, choose your genre foundation. Will you make a sci-fi horror film full of aliens and mad scientists? Or how about an action exploitation flick with revenge plots and scandalous scenes? Or how about a disaster creature feature with giant monsters or mutant outbreaks? All right, choose wisely, because your B-movie career starts now. This is another variation of the choose your own adventure one, but in this one, you got to create your own B-movies. It's so cool. You go down all these different paths. You choose what you want to do in each film, what kind of characters, everything. And eventually you get to the end where you find the movie that perfectly matches what you were creating. It's actually really cool. The people who've checked it out, they loved it. Congratulations, director. Your effects-heavy mutation outbreak film, it's become a cult classic. Your choices have led you to create something reminiscent of the incredible Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978. This remake of the 1956 classic. I just dropped this video actually just a week or two ago, but it's not really doing well. But I love this one as well. This is another one of those musical montages, but it's entirely about 1950s sci-fi movies and how they predicted how the world would end and how we reacted as a people to them. It's a really cool video. I think you should check it because it just has this really great arc of starting with the fear and ending with, I would say, sadness. All right, well, that does it. Those were a bunch of videos that didn't do really great, but I think they were really great videos. There were other ones that haven't done great, but when I went back and looked at them, I totally get why you didn't watch them. My audio was janky, my editing was terrible. I get it. Anyways, I made a playlist. You'll see at the end here if you want to click on any of these videos to watch them. I think you're going to really love a few of them. You will absolutely love the Choose Your Own Adventures. I guarantee if you haven't already checked them out. All right, keep it weird, folks.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.